If only you knew how great you are. Every time you try so hard to be maybe a great pillar of your country, or to be the change maker of the world, then I don't think you'll ever run away. Even when your world has broken down, you should always turn and face your fears. For what doesn't kill you makes you strong. Just keep interested in whatever you do. Listen to your heart and believe like a fool. For however humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortune of time. Oh my brother, one day you would understand what used to be misunderstood, and you would see that you can if another can.
Oh yes, and welcome everybody to this other edition of Spotlight with Gwendy. Welcome everybody. Today we are talking about motherhood and entrepreneurship, motherhood and balancing work life. We have an amazing guest in the house. She is a multi-casket talented woman. She is a mother, she's an entrepreneur. She is the owner and creative director of FG Touch Productions. She is a creative director of Bella Bih Beauty and Spa. She's a head trainer at Bella Bih Beauty and Spa, radio and TV host, MC Extraordinaire. Guys, I can go on and on and on about this lady, but today we're talking about a very interesting topic, which I know a lot of women out there, especially those who are mothers, are battling, trying to find that right balance between motherhood and entrepreneurship, or motherhood and work life. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your coffee, grab your popcorn, your tea, whatever it is that's going to make you happy. It's going to be one enjoyable, juicy, and especially enriching hour with our guest in the house today, Vicky Fokala. You are very, very welcome. We'll see you right after the break. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome to the house, ladies and gentlemen. It's an exciting topic we're talking about today. We're talking about motherhood and business with Vicky Fokala in the building. How are you, sister? Welcome.
Hi, Gwen. I'm good. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes, we're so sorry for the late start. Vicky was in church. Her belief in God is such a great part of her life, and a great part of the successful woman that she is. And so we had to give her that time to go serve and praise her God. We'll talk about that definitely. But hey, we're here now. So welcome, big woman. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I was so excited. Thanks for the delay. Sorry for the delay, and thank you for being patient. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I have an assistant guest. I have an assistant guest here.
Oh, where is he? The cute little boy. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Motherhood. This is the beauty. How are you, little? How are you, sunshine? Oh, you are just so cute. It's just so beautiful to see little Ranui sunshine right there, because it just kind of ties with our topic of discussion today. As you all know, we are still celebrating the Women Empowerment Month. This is still Women's History Month. And this month, we want to educate women more. We want to talk about those things that make us women, that make us stand out, that make us strong and succeed in whatever it is that we are doing. So without much time, let's dive into it. I know I gave a little brief about the things that you do, but for the pleasure of those who have not met Vicky Fokala, you want to situate them a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, where do I start? I heard you listing a lot of things. So my name is Vicky Fokala. I'm a Cameroonian. I am a young lady who is thriving and striving.
Go ahead. This technology is messing with me today, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, the network is not. I don't know. Like Cameroon, the network is what actually bad here. Okay, so my name is Vicky Fokala. I am a makeup artist. I am a hair tech. I'm a nail technician. I am a manicurist. I am a mother. I am a radio host. I'm a TV host. I'm a baker. I'm all of that.
Oh yeah. And of course, we'll definitely talk about each of those things that you are. But Vicky Fokala, before we get into, talking detailedly about all of the things, that you do so marvelously as a business woman, how did you develop your passion for business and entrepreneurship?
I think it's just that desire to want to make the difference and to want to live for self and not for others. That would be my push. Before I fully went into business, I say fully because I've always been, but I always had a day job like every other person. I always had a 9 to 5 job or an 8 to 6 job, whatever they call it. I always had that kind of job. I've worked for multinationals. I've worked for Orange Cameroon, worked for Bolloré Africa Logistics. So I know the atmosphere in the workplace, and some things are just not made for some people.
Right.
That kind of atmosphere is not for me. So on the side, I always had a business, but at some point I had to tell myself the truth. One thing about doing work that brings you money is also the fulfillment that comes with it, the satisfaction that comes with it. It's not always about the money, because if it was about the money, I would still be in those companies because I actually made money there, but I didn't feel fulfilled. I'm that kind of person who likes to work from my heart. I don't want to work because somebody tells me, wake up, it's time for you to go to work. You need to be at the office at 7:30. You need to check your mails. You need to respond to your mails. You need to go to the airport. You need to talk to sponsors. You need to talk to this. I cannot live that kind of life. I like out of the box. I like out of and it was difficult for me to stay in that kind of environment. And being somebody with a creative knack, I had to, find those things that I love to do and just go ahead and do them. And one thing gave me the courage to go into all of that. I read a book. Sometimes there is a lot of secrets that are hidden in books and in people that we listen to, that we consider as our mentors. I am a lover of reading. I read. I read for a living.
Wow.
So, except in the last years, I've really not been reading. I've really not been doing as much the reading as I would love to. Old age, and before I want to read one book, sunshine will now shout in one corner. That's why I've been advising young people now: do all you're doing before you born picking and before you marry. Because your life changes after that. My life has changed. I used to have a full life. My life is becoming, basically, I've not really been reading a lot lately, but I read a book. That book is by the man that is my spiritual father now. His name is Reverend Olatunde Steve. I read that book, Life Without Tears.
Wow.
It's a book that he wrote. And that book just talks about reigning in your domain and talking to you about the kingdom, not the kingdom of God, but you living in a kingdom here on earth. You doing the things that you love and monetizing every gift and every talent that God has given you. Like they usually say that if you, and he mentioned that saying in his book, that if you enjoy the work that you do, you never get to work a day in your life, because it's always an enjoyment for you. Those are one of the things. That's the main thing. That the day he offered me that book and I read it cover to cover. I was working for Bolloré at that time, and then my contract was almost at an end, and then they sent me a mail that they wanted to renew the contract, and I went to the HR and told them, I'm sorry, I won't be renewing.
Wow.
And I jumped into the ocean.
So at that time, did you already have your business established, or was this just a jump, a leap of faith that you took?
It was a leap of faith.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I didn't have a shop. I didn't have like an office. I didn't have anything. I was doing some business on the side, but it's more like just from home. That kind of person. Also, it's people do makeup. No, so for you can't do makeup in your house for so 18. I even hardly had time because I used to work Monday to Sundays when I was
Oh
at
my
Bolore. I would
God.
when I'm lucky, I would have like a Saturday off. And even the weekends when I'm off, I have to be with the office phone because from time to time they have to be sending me work to do even when I'm off. So
Wow.
so I really wasn't focusing on it. So truly it was a leap of faith because you get out of there and then you have to start building your full repertoire of clients. You need to start making the impact. You start getting to people, letting them know you are available. And yeah, it
Yeah, and
paid off.
building that trust. Wow.
Yes.
Girl, yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they jumped out, just told themselves, hey, I'm tired of this. This is not me. But what was it in
Excellent.
that book? Yes, go ahead. I think we're having a little glitch there. I hope the network would just behave himself. I bet usa other prayer warrior everybody else una make incantation. me other mungang them. That mungang master the way the whole network me they no cash with this network now. So need they we need this network right now. So hey guys, we are talking to Vicky Fokala. Victorine B is her name. She is from Cameroon and she is a multi-talented award-winning makeup artist and businesswoman. She's also a mom. Our title for discussion is Motherhood and Entrepreneurship. How do you balance that? Raising children and building empires. So she just told us that she had been working for multinationals in Cameroon and she had a good life going for herself, good money and everything. But at some point in her life, she read a book that completely changed her life and perspective. And she told herself it was time for her to jump. So she took the leap of faith and jumped. And today she has all these businesses. She is a TV host, she's a radio host, she's an MC extraordinaire. She is a great mom as well. Hey, I'm seeing a lot of moms watching in the comment section. I see all your comments. Let me know what are some of the things that you do in order to balance motherhood and entrepreneurship. I think Vicky's back. Hi, sis. So the network is kind of like troubling a little bit. Really hope that everything. Hi, everybody. Say, let me take time to just say hello to everybody. If you're just tuning in for the first time, please drop your backs right here. This is home. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share so that we have more women joining. I'd like to know where all of you are at as women and as maybe parents. What are some of the things that you've had to adjust in your life in order to make motherhood and business or work life go well? I see here Martha A. Akumbum, she says watching from her bed. Alrighty, yeah, I know it's very late in Cameroon right now, and in some African countries it's already really really late. Hello, Delhi Singer. That's my sister. Yeah, the founder of Delhi's Matchups. Yesterday, we had a beautiful live broadcast paying homage to our fallen sister, our departed sister, Henriette Thatcher. I want to thank you so much for that initiative, sis. It was just amazing. I see Ivan Yen. You're so welcome, Ivan Yen of iWing Marketplace, one of the biggest online marketplaces where you want to put up your business to be seen by anybody around the world. So I think Vicky's back. Let's check. Hi, sis.
Hi, sis. Sorry.
Yeah.
The network is creepy. Crazy.
I know. We're going to, pray for that.
Plus
That network
raining.
better adjust itself for it's raining. Okay. So I was asking you the question, Vicky. You said that a book by yes, Life Without Tears. What was it in this book that changed your life, that changed your perspective, that gave you the push to go ahead? What was it in this book?
You see this part that I highlighted here?
Yes. Yes, I
That
see
is the
that.
part. That is the part of the book that changed my life. It talks about the kingdom, having your own kingdom on earth, which goes alongside your purpose,
Wow.
living in your purpose, and
Mhm.
the way you get to live in your purpose that makes you live in a kingdom. That kingdom means you are a king in your domain.
Yes. It's
That's what the
powerful.
kingdom means. Exactly.
Wow.
So in this book, I'll just pick one line, one, or let's say a short part of it, permit me, that says your purpose is like your vocation. It is your vacation, because when you work according to your vocation, you are on a vacation every day at work.
Wow.
It is that thing that you do and you have such love for it that you can actually do it for free.
Hmm.
It is that thing that you
Yes.
do without even having to go to school and learn it. It's usually not something that you learn. That's what is called a gift. It is a gift because you did not go to school to study it. You may go to school to amplify it, but you do not go to school to study it. But each time that you do it, people are wowed by what you did.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that you hang on to. Those are things, those are ideas and keys that God has deposited in you for you to use them and become what He wants you to become, or what you
Yeah.
made you to become, to
Wow.
reign in that domain so much that you become a king in that domain. That's why when you grab the essence of purpose, then you are living according to the standards of God.
Preach
And where
on,
God
sister.
is you, oh, Gwen.
You're getting into the mood, sis. I like it. I'm feeling the vibes right here, the vibration. It touched my skin, you know. See, see, like you're just saying, purpose is so powerful. Like
Yeah.
once you realize what you are actually good at, what you are
Mm.
meant to do, and you carry it, that thing can take you to any length.
Anywhere.
And it might not look
Yes.
so rosy in the beginning. It might look like it's
Yeah.
so hard, you're not making any money from it. But if you keep
Mm.
working at it, if you keep amplifying it, it will blossom someday before your own eyes.
Exactly. Look at me now. Look, I've been in this makeup business for so long. How I know that it is my purpose is because, sometimes when you start praying, when you get to know about the spiritual realm, and that you start to pray in the spiritual realm about what purpose is. Somebody like me, you can have a lot of things that you do. Those are attaches to your gift, to your main purpose. You understand? Those are
Mhm.
attaches, and you get to discover which one God really wants you to put your energy on.
Mhm.
And I found out that this is one of the things that God
Yeah.
really wanted me to put energy on. For how many years I've been in this? And just recently, I was telling my PA, like, this job, said, I will soon leave it. I've trained too many people. I will soon leave the team.
Way.
I never went to a makeup school. I never
Mhm.
went to a makeup institute. Everything I do
Yeah.
is just from my head and my hands and by the
Yeah.
grace. And then just when I'm beginning to say, I want to let it go, and the same time, I'm praying for God to direct me on what
Mhm.
my purpose truly is, so that I know that I'm not making a mistake in the way I'm living. And boom, someone in Ivory Coast is calling you to come and host a masterclass.
There you go, sis. And you're traveling the world teaching people how to do makeup and all that.
Exactly.
I want us to
Yeah.
talk about, some of the mentors. I know you've talked about this book. I want
Yeah.
us to talk about some of the people that, you modeled after, some of the people that you watched, in business or in entrepreneurship or just in communications, because you're a communicator par excellence. Who actually
Mm.
molded you or helped you become this person
Mm.
that you are today?
Okay, I'm like an alien. So maybe some of the names that I'm gonna be calling, people will be like,
Hmm?
really? Yeah, but I'm that kind of person. One of the major people in my life that I have always followed and learned a lot from is Maya Angelou.
Wow,
Yes, she's
that's
she's one
amazing.
she's one of the people that I've always found a lot of depth and a lot of lessons in her every poem, in her every word, in her every
Yes.
writing. even in the one of I used to watch her and then I try to speak like her. But I knew that I cannot do that. That's
She
not
was
my thing.
strong. She was
You
so
know.
effortless. The way she talks about things and just laughs,
And just
you would be like, yeah.
Those are one
Oh
of
my
the
God.
people that I was looking up to. Like in every domain, in everything that I get to do, I have like role models who people will start.
Yeah. People that you modeled after.
God will punish this network.
I beg una whole grass. I see Ferdinand Fokala. I see Dr. Equilos.
Yeah.
How I mean una whole grass, una pin the network, me no make bush.
Let's so yeah, there's Maya Angelou when it comes to my desire for reading and writing, because I write a little bit.
Oh, girl.
But I don't know. People are always like, Vicky, each time I want to do a small post on Facebook, everybody does not come on that. Vicky, write a book. Not be like that they write book, I beg. Now leave me they call them, they write the one where they write Facebook, kind of, and the late Cicely Tyson too. That's one other woman who life story actually influenced me a lot, to know that sometimes you grow up and you go like, oh, I should have had this thing at this age, I should have had this other one at this age. Then you see somebody who is out there in the world that you fall in love with because of her grit, her energy, her passion, Cicely Tyson, and I'm like, oh, this is my girl, like this one right here. This is my girl. And then, of course, there's Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, I'm an Oprah Winfrey fan, girl. Like, I have a story with that.
I don't think there's anything that Oprah Winfrey will write or talk about that I will not go searching for and wanting to listen to or something, especially given the fact that we have the grace to still have her around. So I'm sucking up and usurping everything that I can from her. And then there is
that lady is on my vision board. I have to meet her. Yes.
And then there's Elma Nene Shadzaka. That's one other woman. Fire. That's my mother right there. That's the kind of what you call a spiritual mother of communication. She's present. She holds your hand and say, okay, this is the one that we are doing. Oh, that's my baby. That's my mom. Forever elegant, Nene Shadzaka.
Yeah.
I love this woman.
We have that in common, because that lady, I always say that all the time, and she tells me, stop. And I told her I would never stop, because you are so involved in the woman that I have become today. If I am who I am, if I'm confident, I talk, with pride, and she did a lot. She did a lot. She mentored me. She held my hand. Now she's an easy mom. She's a big sister. When she has to yell, she'll yell. When she has to, play, she'll play.
That picture that you just posted, that picture that you just brought up now, this picture was at an event. I wasn't supposed to host that event. I was just supposed to be there on the red carpet and then come into the hall. And then when I was was like, you have to introduce me on stage. You have to.
Aww.
So she goes and then she takes the mic and then she goes like, go and introduce me. And then I go and I introduce her. That's such an honor, for her to think that I'm and everywhere that she is, she always wants to find a spot for me. And that's how you know that this is someone who wishes you well, who's ready to hold your hand. She opened her heart, her house, her family to me.
Everything.
Like everything. She's superb. What kind of eloquence in a woman? Elegance, eloquence, command of English, the way she's, you will not even say she's from Basu. She's English.
Not from Basu. English, they mop. Not be small.
Speaks English. This is one woman that has, like, she's, like I said, she's my spiritual mother of communication, the one that you can have a one-on-one conversation with, and you walk away feeling so full and so, Then there's the Reverend Olatunde Steve. He's been my friend for 7 years before I ever decided to join his church last year. He has been my mentor in so many ways. Yes, he's been my mentor in so many ways. That he stood by me, stood up for me, and he as you see him, he's not only a pastor. The pastor was just a calling. that was what God wanted him to do. But he's a certified business accountant. He's a certified business manager. He's been a model before, a supermodel in Nigeria. He's done so many things. He's a certified chartered accountant. He quit his job with UBA Bank as a business and risk analyst
of God
to become a pastor.
Wow.
So when you see somebody who encompasses all of those things and then chooses to just live in his purpose, and then you're asking yourself, so which one is stopping me now?
What is stopping me? Like, what is holding me? Is it a job? I was just having a discussion 2 days ago with Deli. You know Deli Singer, right? We're just talking about the fact that as children of God, we're not really using our platforms to promote the gospel. My pastor made that comment to me, and I felt so guilty, you know, and I was like, God, I really thought about this thing. Like, the very first program that God put in my mind was related to his kingdom. But in my mind, I told myself, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let me still plan well or whatnot, but I gave it time. So we're actually working on something because we told ourselves that as children of God, if you don't uphold the flag of the Father, nobody else is going to uphold it. So you guys should watch out for something. And Vicky, you're very welcome. If you feel that you want to join us, you are very welcome. We want to do something for the kingdom. Yes,
anything
as
for the kingdom,
God's girls. I don't know how we can call it, but
one thing I noticed about what God is doing right now, he's strategically placing people of great influence in the world. So whether the world likes it or not, they're gonna love Jesus.
They will deal with it. They will deal with it. Yeah, that's just so important. Thank you so much for sharing your mentors and all that. It's important to give credit to who is due, right? It's just so important. Now tell me, you made a decision after reading a book by one of your mentors, Dr. Reverend Steve. Olatunde Steve. I know that he is as they call pastor for celebrity them, because it's only celebrities that go to his church. He makes everybody in his church become a celebrity. Basically, he creates celebrities.
Vision that God gave him. That is the vision that God gave him. That now the time has come for my people to become those that I truly made them to
leaders.
Be. Set on the hill that cannot be hid.
I love that.
That is the vision. God said it to him like that.
So when you made that decision to quit your very juicy job to jump into business, how was that journey for you? Like, with no money, with nothing to fall back on, what were some of the challenges that you faced in that time when you decided to become a businesswoman, an entrepreneur?
It was tough. It was tough. It was so tough. At some point, you start asking yourself, "I should be calculating."
I sure say make me. I sure say check sense find somebody thing. You don't be receive sense that time.
I tell you, what was worse was that when I took that decision, I was building.
So you were building a house, girl.
Yes.
Hey,
I didn't say that.
Let me say. Vicky, me already talk so already. You don't already be a house. Hey, my sister. Hey, in fact, that's a story for another day, because I know a lot of women out here, they don't think about building. They feel that it's a man that has to build a house for them.
I was going at some point like, okay, you know what? It takes money, and then your account starts getting empty and goes emptier and goes emptier and then emptier. And then business, you know, it wouldn't come like that. It would take time for you to build on the credibility, for you to build on the availability, for people to know that they can actually believe in you and trust you all over again, to be present for them. You understand? And it took quite some time, but I had that feeling in my heart. No matter how difficult it was, the Holy Spirit was so quickly. I didn't know it was the Holy Spirit then. Now I know it was. That
now you know. You hear that second voice, like, you're on the right path.
Yeah, that tells you you're on the right path. Just keep going, keep pressing, keeping on. That was what kept coming. Keep keeping on. And I just went like, okay, fine. And I just pressed on, and because I was available, a lot of things started coming. First, I opened my beauty shop, and then from there, I moved on and opened another one. And then
Mommy,
I started
no
having.
cut you short, but you had difficulties. So it means that I don't want to imagine how much millions you had in your account. Is that what you're trying to tell us? That you had a lot of money saved up already that could take you through that
No, I
process,
didn't.
or
No, I didn't.
how
I
did it
didn't.
happen?
I didn't. I didn't. But there's this pleasure of living in a house where you don't have to pay rent. It,
Mommy, it's
it
in
takes a lot of
taste. I
body.
never had taste that
It
yet
takes-
because I never had bee house, but
yeah, but it takes a lot of
congratulations.
body. It takes the
Yeah.
body. Thank you. So much. It takes a lot of the burden away, and just living by one day at a time, and grabbing
Mhm.
onto every little business that you can. That kind of way. For that moment, a person just come say, "Well, Vicky, I was looking at just changing the decor in my parlor. Oh, that's what I do now. That's what I do. Just
Yeah.
jump on it, and you just go and search interior decor on Pinterest and implement it in somebody's house. It
Exactly.
goes from there. And then
There
at
you
that time,
go.
hosting jobs started coming for me to host some events, and then I started having time to go back to television, and then I had some time to go back to radio, and then from there I started to make some little money. It's also from the beauty shop, and then the chance to go and host. The first time I hosted Music Star, the chance came, and that just opened more doors. I started
Vicky,
hosting
take us
corporate
small, small.
events.
We get to go one step at a time because your whole journey in a book. And I hope say all women they did watch we, especially young girl them, they did
Yeah.
learn. Vicky, these
Mm.
are things that you started doing almost 12 years ago. It's not a thing of today. These are
Yeah.
things that you started building almost 12. You already had that mindset of saving.
Mm.
You already had that
Mm.
mindset of investing. You already had that mindset of,
Mhm.
working on your passion to make it become profitable to you
Mhm.
today. Yeah. So I want us to go step by step so that people who are watching, especially the young
Understand.
ladies who are trying to inspire, they can learn something from this.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's not all about having money and buying the latest wigs, which is a nice thing.
Nice
Buy
thing.
all the wigs, but you should think about your future, think about yourself as a person. You don't want to be a liability to anybody because
To
as a
anybody.
woman, when you're a liability, you become anything to anybody. You become a punching bag. You become somebody that
Absolutely.
people can smash and pass. It's important to have
Absolutely.
your own thing. Where at
Thing.
the end of the month, your money enter inside your account. Now you decide, say,
Yeah.
I want to buy
Mm.
this, I want to do that.
I want to
But
buy
if you're
that. I
sitting
want
there
to do
waiting
this.
for Oga to touch, then you go and start asking for I beg for 50,000, then smarter it deny, you start the vex.
It's
So much
perfect.
money. The ladies out there, young women out there, we have a role to play. So, Vicky, you said that you were able to, start up your business from the little savings that you had. Things were tough in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Things
I
were
know
really
that
tough.
the internet was not yet what it is like today.
Yeah,
How
it
did
was.
you manage to get yourself introduced to people as a businesswoman?
It just went from it's mouth to ear, mouth
Mhm.
to ear, and 12 years ago, that's what it was like. And
Yeah,
gradually,
there was no
you're
internet
building.
then like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're building a portfolio. At least people get to know you. I did a lot of work for free at that time. I did a lot of work for free, and each time. Oh, I can read comments. So somebody said something. Thank you, Tay. So eh, it was a gradual process, and this is how you also know that this is where God wants you to be, because you do
Yes.
something that you've not learned anywhere, and everybody goes like, wow. And then that's how they tell the next person. The next person comes and also goes like, wow. That's what some of us used. And we're not very versed with the internet. Even when the internet did come, we
We are
didn't
not even
know.
still there because
We
it's
are not
just meeting
there.
us today.
I didn't I
We
didn't
are
did it. I
trying.
don't know. I'm just trying my own. I don't know me how they do these things, you understand? So, but
They
that's
say
how
Snapchat do how, they say TikTok
uh-huh,
do
we
how.
don't
I'm
know.
like, oh my God, how do we even start here?
How did we start? So I was doing all of these things just from ear to ear to even when I was working from from when I was working in all those companies. I worked with Acolis, I worked with this one, I worked with Orange, I worked with Bolore, I worked with all those places that and people that I worked for. I just kind of, was building that gradually until when I left Bolore Africa Logistics, which was the last job that I had, and I left that company in 2015. That was when I
To be
left
your own
Bolore.
boss.
Yes, to be my own boss without having a place to go to every morning just from my house. Then I needed to start learning how to use all these softwares and all these
Yeah.
things and trying to get through to people, WhatsApp and all of that. And you mentioned something about not being a liability.
Yeah.
I've dated people that maybe the whole world knows about them, and sometimes the whole world knows about me and them. But all these people that I dated, if you go to them and ask them how much did Vicky ever ask you, they wouldn't tell you because I can't. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to ask for money from somebody and they don't give me
Yeah.
because I work so hard that I don't to be self fulfilled. So anything like a man now is a bonus. A man is there for to share my emotions, not to become my financial.
Yeah, supporter. I mean, he can be your financial supporter. He can be your backbone or anything. It's so important. Right. I'm loving this discussion. Unfortunately, the network is trying to get the best out of us. So our guest is Vicky Victorine Fokala. She is an amazing entrepreneur and businesswoman based in Cameroon. She's a makeup artist. She's a TV and events host. She is the founder of FG Touch Productions. She's an actress as well, and she also sings. She just does so many things. But she says that one of her greatest achievements, one of her greatest successes in life, it's being a mother. And today, of course, we are talking about motherhood, how to balance motherhood and work life. How do you balance motherhood and work life? If you are a mother out there watching us, what are some of the tips that you use to balance that? Are you working for yourself? Are you working for somebody? How do you manage to be a mom and still work and make ends meet? Would love to know your opinions. Please share your comments in the comment section. We'll definitely be taking that because we know it's going to help somebody out there. Well, I want to welcome all of you who've tuned in today. This is Spotlight with Gwendy. It's a 1 hour conversation with people, personalities, and professionals whose stories and experiences can inspire and empower the community. If you are not yet following our page or subscribed here, please do subscribe. Every single week, we bring you amazing stories and amazing guests who have a story and experience to share that can empower and inspire somebody, or at least change your perception about things. I'm just going to take a few comments here while we wait for Vicky to come back. I'm going to take this one from Shady Empty. From start of demand to this level, B has always been passionate about what she wanted to do. I admire your courage. Tengu Fun says, you are a great TV host. D Hansen, I think he sent an emoji there. Estune Juang, she says, good job. D Hansen says, I love the sound of that. And I just want to thank all of you who are tuned in here today. I want to thank Roy Mama. Thank you so much, sister, for sharing. You're always so loving and supportive. I don't take that for granted. So hopefully someday we can have you here on Spotlight with Gwendy to share your amazing experience and so you can inspire and empower more women out there. We have this message from Mac Dolly Claire. She says, ahead, ahead. And Ferdinand Foka is also watching. He says that another thing purpose does is it helps you, especially when you have to be resilient in the course of your journey in business. Yes, that is so powerful. Keep the questions coming. Keep your comments coming. Our Amy Bride, I know that you are a businesswoman. You are a fashion designer. what are some of the things that you do on a regular basis to manage, to balance motherhood and business, motherhood and work life? Would love to know from all of you mothers. While waiting for Vicky to tune in, I'm just going to play a song. It's by a young Cameroonian, and I just want us to dance to the tune of the song in the background. Thank you so much, Aquafongu. It's a pleasure having you also on the show. We're talking about motherhood and work life, how to balance that the best way, building empires and raising children. Let's take a musical break. I'm not going to be playing it on the screen there, but I'm playing it in the background. It's a young Cameroonian artist called Remy, and he's produced by Kang Quintus, directed and produced by Kang Quintus. The title of the song is Ma Vie. So it's Remy featuring Kosi. Let's listen to the song while waiting for our guest, Vicky Fokala, whom I believe is going to be joining again shortly. Yes. I love this song. So sweet. Show me that way you had to know. That way you had to know. Hey. Show me that way you had to know. That way you had to know. Oh yeah. Should I don't remember? Don't remember you. Should I don't remember? Don't remember you. Alrighty, welcome back, Vicky. We're so happy to have you. I hope that network will stop worrying. Alrighty, let's go on with our discussion. So we've already talked about some of the difficulties. No, we've not really talked about some of the difficulties that you faced when you started off as a business person, when you decided to be your own boss.
Totally.
So what are some of the difficulties that you faced when you decided to be your own boss?
Coming into a place where people had already been there and established some kind of roots, having to be the difference. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to be able to carve out a territory for yourself. Coming back into coming into that field fully, you offer what everyone else offers. So what is the difference between you and them? You have to make that difference. You know, that sound is high. Reduce that.
Okay. Is that better? I think I'll just stop it.
Yeah. So you have to bring in that difference and try to map it out. And then it also starts getting difficult because some people see you on a show. Like when I was working for television, I worked for Canal de English and I was hosting a show there. And that's where Brothers the Cameroon saw me and said they wanted me to come and host Music Star because the song was about bringing brand new songs and all that. And when I went to do Music Star, from there you have other people calling you, but then people start asking for different things because they know you do not really have a leg, you don't have the stamina, you don't have the name per se yet. And then they start asking for their own small thing in the corner. There's the one that will call you and wants 50% of your pay when you're even struggling to not take some kind of money. You know, if I go to do an event and I'm asking for 200,000, if you want 50%, it's 100,000. So what do I have?
So what do you have at the end of the day? You don't pay, they put how much, or you don't put gas in motor how much.
Yeah, so that
you have pay check give person don't you gig.
And everything. And then so that we will name big money, we'll take that bike, go to bed again, you know. You know. They have responsibilities. And then the funny part is for me it was a lot more difficult because just 1 year after I actually started getting into the field, barely 1 year or so, I got pregnant. So it became a lot more difficult. When I hosted Music Star for the second time, I was actually pregnant. They didn't know. They didn't know, but I went on and I hosted. And immediately I had the baby. A few months later, the third edition came and they wanted me to come and host again. You know, and I went on and hosted. So God just started at that moment, just opening the way for me, and just started leading me to the next, And then one day I'm sitting in a car, traveling to Yaoundé, and then for a wedding, I was supposed to do makeup, and somebody calls me and says, "You have been selected to host Canada." And I was like, okay. So the truth is, I really didn't face as much difficulties as some people would have, or some other people would have, because I was also, by the grace, good at what I do. I'm also very good at what I do. So when you are good at what you do, it just kind of flows naturally. It propels you because you're good. That's why I can go, if I go host a show, just by hosting a show on television, and then Brasserie saw me, and then it means I must have been really good.
Yeah.
And if Brasserie called me a first time, and then called me a second time, and then a third time, I'm the only person to have hosted Music Star 3 consecutive years straight, the grand finale, because they changed the main host all the years, you know. So for me, it wasn't really much of a difficulty. The difficulty only came when I actually had the baby, balancing the work, the shop, the businesses. The kind of work I do demands that you travel a lot. I'm always going out of town, out of city for something, so I had to strike that balance. I want to say this, it's an aside, but it's very important. When you're pregnant, and that the state of the life that you live, and the way your life is, it is hyper important for you to talk to your kid, even as it is Isabelle. Even when you give birth, it's important to keep talking to your child. I think that has contributed a lot to how easily it has been for me to do my work.
You
see, one thing about when I had a baby is I used to tell him, see, you're coming into a world where, and to a mother,
your mom is a hustler.
Yes, who almost never for you. So when time reach for night, we will sleep ground, just sleep. Because sometimes you
negotiate with power. Just sleep you.
You see, sometimes it's not offending me. So you the day you want cry, no man will give Bobby, kind of like when I had the baby, just 2 months after, he had to start taking formula because I had to really start going out and working. Brasserie called me to boost when they were introducing Booster Caramel, and I had to leave him home. At 2 months, he had to live on formula for me to go do the show and come back, and then I have to do the next, and then I have to go to the shop, and then I have to, So I used to tell him that. That's why even the pregnancy, not to say anybody, they don't say anybody they can't with your own, but some of these things, he also has grace implemented in it.
Yes, grace.
Like when you listen to him, and I never a day in my life was sick all through when I was pregnant, and even when I had the baby, I worked to the last day. I couldn't work to go hospital,
Wow.
And I had my baby through CS, but I really didn't see the effects of the CS that other people used to talk about. I was up and running the following week, was doing my things, and I've never experienced what they call sleepless nights with the baby.
Wow.
Yes, with sunshine, except for those early days when, they ever to say, the worry picking up, they cry, or that small thing is all. But he sleeps like an old man. As you put him to bed at night, he wakes up the next day.
No shaking.
No shake. So one day or no day, say it our see me.
Where
So
let's talk about being a woman in a male dominated industry. Well, I say that we're not really male dominated, but a lot of males have some more consideration than women. A lot of times women do have a lot of roadblocks, which could be other things, sexual harassment, blackmailing, and all of that, pregnancies. There are a lot of roadblocks in this industry that women face. How did you deal with that, if at all you had any of those challenges?
I did have a lot of them, even right at the place where I used to do regular jobs. It's a lot of sexual harassment, and some of us that got gifted in the front, we have a lot of problems. Yes, we have a lot of problems, but this is also would go as my response and also as an advice to people. There is a way that you shut down those kind of things and you make sure that they don't happen again. You try to prevent them as much as you can. Don't be violent about the way you deny it. Be logical. Find a way to strike a balance to make it end as a joke.
Share
I know
tips,
you get
share tips. That you did
yeah,
not talk because you're very bold naturally, Vicky. You feel just
yes, for me,
so the person stop
yeah.
talk. But everybody is not like you.
Yeah, everybody's not like me, but me, I always like maybe it was what my saving grace because when you bring that kind of thing to me, I will just find some people just wrap the thing and then they use your access. So what was I even doing? So for me, I've really not had those kind of issues. And when it gets too hard, I just walk away. I walked out of a lot of business meetings, a lot. I've walked
Because
out
of
of it.
that.
Yes, and I'm not the kind of person who will bring these things to social media. I'll just bounce and then that's it.
Have
I've
you ever
I've
had a
worked out.
situation where you were given a condition before you got a job, like
Yes,
one of those big,
yes,
big?
yes. That's why I say I
What
walked
did
out
you
of a
do?
lot of business meetings. Yes. I told them if this is what you want, when I discovered that they were really pretty serious about it. And then I told them, okay, if this is what you want, you can go give it to your sister. Let her do the job. And I walked
The
out.
person wanted what kind of favors from you?
Sex now. Which one they want again? Is it not sex? It's like
The
they want
person
to come and
want
talk to
to
them.
say, what
Yes.
your job? Job of how
They
much?
don't,
Wait, they
they
want
don't want you
to
to.
say your life out.
So there's this business thingy that I had one time. It was something that was supposed to go all around, government thingy. And the person was telling me that, I have to, you know.
So
I told him about
you know.
the part. And I told him, no, it's fine, no problem. Give it to your cousin. Another
Mhm,
person called me one time from Miss Cameroon after
mhm.
I hosted Canada. And the person was even a lady. She said
Hey,
she wants 50% of the pay. Yes.
how much were they
And
paying at that
I,
time?
I
At the
don't
work
even care. I didn't even ask. I didn't
Oh
even ask her.
wow.
Even if it's 1 million, I'm not giving you 500,000. Nothing in
Yeah,
this world. I know the one for me. You
yeah.
get and this difficulty sometimes it's not only from man to woman. Yeah, there
Mhm.
are women that are stumbling blocks to other women in this world who would never want to put the spotlight on another woman. Parce que ce que tu fais là, c'est trop spécial. Ce que tu fais là, tu penses que c'est quoi? Toi, l'enfant qui vient de commencer hier. I've heard all
Yeah,
sorts.
yeah. Wait for grow.
Yeah. I say it's not about
Everybody
the
has
year.
their
If it's about
talents.
the year, not about the year. It's not about the year. It's about doing your job and letting you do your work. Don't ever settle. I don't ever settle. Me, I do not settle. I don't fuck my way. Let me just use the word. I don't fuck my way into no job because if you fuck your way into it, you're gonna fuck your way into keeping it.
Yeah, but Vicky don't finish with it today.
No, that's
That is straight talk. That is straight talk. So
yeah.
you don't
So I
fumble. You
don't.
know what you want, and
No, I
you go
don't.
for it.
If it is not for you, it will not be for you. Whether or not you believe God, if God wants it to be yours, He will place you where it will be yours.
It
If
will
God
secure
doesn't
you.
want it to be yours, He will take you out of it.
There you go.
It's as simple as that. Then you can make the mistake of doing what you shouldn't be doing. I,
Mm-hmm.
I can boldly say, people say it around now, before you want to go for the place, he don't surely do so, he don't surely do so.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
actually do the one, do the one, do the one.
That one is
They
you
just assume that you cannot succeed like that.
assume. Exactly. This me that I'm here, the success that I have today, it is just by pure talent and the grace.
Grace
That's
of
it.
God.
I have never had to sleep with anybody for anything. I will never, even in the next history, I will not. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
nobody will cheat me of what is rightfully mine. So if you're a woman and you come and ask me 50%, go and give the job to your kid sister, let her come and do it.
Exactly.
I will not. Another one will tell you, oh,
Alrighty.
I'm also a pussy, but I don't want to. I said, then do it now. Or I'm a makeup artist too. It's just I want something special. It's no problem. Go and draw your pencil yourself.
You want something special, then why are you coming to me and then you're giving me conditions on that? I
Exactly.
understand
Yeah.
that people do want sometimes they want like a finder's fee. That's
Mhm.
totally legal in some countries. You want to find that fee, but your finder fee cannot be 50% of somebody's hard-earned work.
No, you
Because
cannot
that
now.
person is putting in their work. There can be a
Yeah.
finder's fee that you charge, which is totally legal in most countries, but it
Countries.
should not be breaking somebody's, back.
Man,
You can do
it's
that to
crazy.
someone.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So let's talk about the changes that you saw once you became a mother. Because a
Ah.
lot of times you have so many people being nice to you,
Mm.
doing all kinds of things for you,
Mm.
giving you opportunities. The moment you become a mother, all those things change. Let's talk about that part.
I lost I've lost half of the things that were coming my way because I became a mother.
Hmm.
People see childbirth as as a depreciating factor for women, and it's a shame.
It is a shame.
It is a shame because reproduction is a plus, it's not a minus. The ability to reproduce is a plus. And if I am a mother, you should understand that there would be another level of, it gives you automatically another dimension of perfection in what you do, because you know that you have to be perfect in this thing since you have a human being that is depending on you.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, people look at it like, the one done born. And in most cases, they will do that because, to them, it's like, I wish I even think about the one say we don't born.
Exactly.
You become less
right.
You become less a woman because you don't born.
I had this argument with some media people, mostly guys. I don't know. We're just talking about something. There was an artist who got pregnant, and the comments that were going around was that he already finished, so career don't finish, not finish. So
it's a shame.
And I asked the question, why would I think say career don't finish? Now obvious question, no. Why they ask again? You don't born, no. So I still don't born all that is swap, all that people they be like why you don't go. So it looks like
I don't know,
those were the things
I don't know if we should remind them. I don't know if we should remind them that Beyonce is a mother.
Yes.
Like a lot of people, Angelina Jolie, whatever they call them, all those people, they are mothers. I mean, I understand from the point of view where there's a lot of people who reproduce, who have children, and then they let go of their body, they don't take care, they don't get back in shape, and all of that. I understand that. And on television, the person that you are is very important, the personality that you have. And even in an event, or you need to host, or maybe also you need to plan an event, and you don't want to have a baby on your back running up and down. It comes with you making sure that you have provision for all of those things. When I traveled to go and host all of these events, I traveled with my mom. My mom is going to hold the baby.
Oh, you're so blessed.
Amen, yes. While I go do my work. And then I come back and meet them at the hotel, and we come back to Douala. Anytime I have to do something, I know I can count on this person until such a time when I got a nanny, and then the nanny has to start doing some of the work. You need to put all of those things in order so that you know that you are still the same person. But this stereotypical, I don't know how to call it, this myopic mindset where people need to think or find the need to make it look or tag women who have had babies like less of a woman, it has to stop. It has to stop. And then somebody who walks up to me and go like, Master Vicky, I used to like you ever since when you born so. No. Since I born, what's happened? Don't like me. It means you're not even a man. So let it be. Let it be. And there's a lot of things. We wanted to give you this work, this job, but you have a child. Yeah.
What does that have to do with competence?
Don't give me.
What does that have to do with competence?
Yeah. Don't find out when you get picky, when you go give you half of the productivity that you're expecting to get in the job. And that is why you have a lot of things happening out here looking so mediocre, because they are shifting away the people who have the competence enough to do it simply because we have a child. You understand?
That's some deep talks.
Let me tell you something. There's this show called Maloko.
Yes.
It's going on my movie, whatever. They contacted me when they had a name for the show, but they didn't know the content of the show. I gave them the entire content of that show with the set designing and everything, because they walked up to me and said they wanted me to come and host that show. I already had a baby then. They wanted me to come and host the show, and then they introduced me to their boss and everything. And I told them, I'm giving you this out of trust, because there are people that I know, Kum Leonard and Billy Bob Lifongo. As I'm giving you all of these things because I trust you, so you all go make what you have to make and then come back to me. This is my price, this is what I'm waiting for, and this is how the shooting is going to go. The next thing I knew, that show was on TV and someone else was hosting it.
Wow. Well, not your concept, but your direction. You gave them a direction. You basically consulted with them and gave them like a script of how you wanted it to happen. Well, this is serious here. The network is really giving us trouble there with Fokala. Vicky, who is joining us from Cameroon. Japhne Joyba, you are welcome. You are welcome. I need your input on this because I know that you are somebody who's worked with so many women, empowering women and the community in general, raising entrepreneurs, changing mindsets and all that. Yes, it is sad. Tapi Giselle, let us know about your experiences. Do you guys have experiences as women? Have you been discriminated upon because you are a woman or because you are a mother based on certain jobs that came your way? Share your situation with us, share your experience with us so that other people can learn. Shady Empty says, I'd rather see having a baby as an added quality because it gives you a sense of responsibility that you might not have had before. That's a good point. And Japhne Joy Bear, he says, terrible many Cameroonian businesses and executives don't know how to pay for competence. Yes. Japhne Joy Bear, I really need your input on this. I love how you always break things down. I know that you would take it as a coach and trainer who has worked with people, male and female. So please, I don't mind if you want to join the broadcast. Let me know if I can send you a link. Vicky is back. We bind that spirit of network disturbance in Jesus' name. Juicy talk.
I tell you, so I was telling you about this show on.
Man, I'm broken by this. This is.
Yeah, and the next thing I knew, the show was.
Did they talk to you about it? Did they tell you that, okay, Vicky, because you've had a baby or what? I mean, are they even supposed to discriminate because of a baby? I don't know. I don't know why.
They didn't. They never contacted me. Someone just shared it on Facebook, and I realized that the show was already going on with my set
was
design.
Was it the same concept that you gave them, the same set design, or did they change it?
Same everything, even up to the colors.
Oh God.
Anybody who's watching this live video, when you're watching Maloko, that's exactly what I asked them. From the chairs to the design of the chairs to the color of the chairs. I actually went right up to their studio and I showed them exactly what it's supposed to be. You see those boxes?
Network no believe yes story, massa. Oh God. Alrighty. So we're having some difficulties here. Network is trying to disturb and mess our broadcast with Vicky Fokala. Guys, you are very welcome. Please share the video so that many more people can join. We're talking about entrepreneurship, motherhood and entrepreneurship challenges, raising children and building businesses with our guest in the house, Vicky Fokala. Network no go disturb only now. This network no go see good. I'm buying this network in the name of Jesus. So
network is crazy.
Did you ever approach the creators of Maloko? Did you guys talk? I got
to them, and then I went to their office and I started like, oh, Vicky, we're going to discuss this. And then they gave the show to somebody that works at the TV station, at their TV there, who's a young girl with no baby and all of that.
Okay. With no baby.
They want to put potential people that they can use on the show. So when you are with child, they know that your access is limited. There are a lot of things that it's a shame, but let me put this straight.
This is serious, man. We'll have to talk about this again, like with more women to hear their own stories too.
There's a lot of hardship happening in television in Cameroon. There's a lot of hardship. That show is, I'm pained because my concept and my build of that show, it was not supposed to be what it is today. I mean, I'm not bad mouthing for whoever is hosting the show right now, but there is what they call the vision bearer. The executor of the vision can never have the same output as the vision bearer themselves.
That is true. I stand with you 100% on this, Vicky. I remember there was a time I had a similar situation. I'm blessed to be a creative person, and I really thank God for that. Like sometimes I would write, things. I would write scripts. I would write, stories, scenarios that I would not even believe, And I remember there was this time, in another setting where I did write something out, and the next thing I saw it, somewhere else. It was exactly the same thing that I wrote, exactly from the title to everything. And
It's a shame.
once I saw it, I knew that was it. I did that, So I understand what you're saying. What did you do when you saw that a project that you had worked with was not being executed without you? Did you feel discriminated upon? Did you feel that?
I felt highly discriminated, not only discriminated, disrespected and insulted and used.
Did you think that it had to do with the fact that you were now a mom, or what could have been the reason?
I didn't have to think. I knew that is what it was.
Okay.
There's no excuse. There is no excuse why you would take my show and give to someone else.
Right.
There's no excuse. And you give to someone that according to you, is younger than me, is more or is less, that kind of person. Say, ma tell you something, ma tell you one of a PG.
Talk about PG, money.
What you did for television, I don't experience it from Tower Day for Canada. When you did for television, the moment you did for the summer, when a realisateur for the program, it is a pimp for the person. You understand? It is a pimp. When you should say some grand and they watch television, all will find chap. So why? I'll lie you, bro.
Mommy, you don't know. No, me too. I don't experience it. I know what it is. So there are people that they just be excited for see you. So
exactly. So when they want carnival, they want say some men them they win at them be their major sponsor. Them way where they like for day around small thing them. So when they talk say that petty say when I want put it for that show, so when I no say if I don't even put the other petty say because say you get what I mean. Those are some of the things.
Like there's always some extra things that people benefit behind.
Exactly. And it goes right to the people who are like the bosses in those offices.
And I think that's something that spreads across every domain. It's very rampant in the entertainment industry, because I am used to the entertainment industry. I would say that a lot of times people want to give you favors, gigs, because they're expecting things in return, and when they don't get them, they shut it down on you. They will shut you down, like even to the point where you have a passport to travel for a gig, they will suddenly turn things around, and you'll be shocked, like just because you did not comply. So how have you been able to manage some of these challenges that you faced, especially things like sexual harassment as a woman who is an entrepreneur and an extremely industrious woman?
So I believe in integrity.
Yes.
That's my watchword. Integrity. You need to be able to get to a point where you can tell yourself the truth about what you want and live your truth. When you get sexually transmitted favors, how do you want to lead the generation that is coming behind you? What are you going to tell them? That this is what I did to sail through. They need to know that it got so difficult.
You tell them. You tell them.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to be able to live my truth. When I was in Form 4, we're reading this book called Jane Eyre. Because of the way I speak, my teachers, each time they come, my literature, my prose teacher, he always wants me to read. So I was reading Jane Eyre once, and I got to a point that said, better is a bowl of bitter herbs eaten in laughter than a bowl of meat eaten in tears.
Yes.
I went back and I wrote that down before the teacher even explained. I already understood what I meant, and I hung on to that. That will be my watchword forever. That's why ever catch me when I talk live in woman.
Yes.
I don't lie. I live my truth. If my truth is not okay for you,
that's fine.
Go and eat rice and sleep. You'll be okay. You understand? So I live my truth, and I live with integrity. A lot of people say a lot of things about me out there. I really don't care, because that's not the truth.
Yeah.
So those that want to know the truth are the ones that would look for it. They will come to me. They would find it, and they will definitely see it.
Yes.
So I live my truth. It is my truth, and I live according to it. Say what you want to say. I know what I'm living. Say that I slept with 10,000 people to host Canada. Kelly White.
As long as it's not your truth.
Yes, Kelly White is the one that led me to host Canada.
Wow.
Kelly White.
Yeah.
They wanted her to come from France. They were ready to pay her ticket. And she told Madame Chache that, no, I am not coming. But I have a little sister there that can do the job. I never went to no auditioning. They never saw me. Just by the word of her mouth, they
Wow.
called me and said, boasting.
That is what you call women empowering women. Kudos to Kelly White for doing that. Not many women can do that.
Not many women could do that. Not many. You know,
never leave a bit of opportunity fly that say every they call you say
you definitely call you. You know, I've been in
places
where there are other women that could give you the chance, but they do not because they feel like when they give you the light, you're going to shine, and then it's a problem.
Yeah, even if they are not able to do it, they will still know.
Even not, you know, just shine.
Not so.
Not just shine.
You know, just shine for what?
Yes.
You are shining for what?
For what? So, but in my life, I think I have been blessed to see people who do not support me, and also been extra blessed to see people who actually do support me, who want to push me to the front. And I focus on those ones. The ones that don't, that's their problem. They'll be okay.
They'll be okay.
Yes, you know. So like I said, integrity is one thing that every young person, whether you're young or old, basically, every woman, your body is so precious. I'm not speaking this from a spiritual point of view. I'm speaking this from just a human point of view and from a woman point of view.
Yes.
By the time I split my legs to give a man, it is my heart that has to speak.
Make up your mind, say, yes, I want to do the thing. You
understand? It has to be that. You don't have to be looking for something, because the moment you know that if you are competent in something, you wouldn't have to go to that extent, no matter how frustrated you are.
They will see you, sis. See, that's why first impressions are so important in life.
Important.
Like whenever you have an opportunity, especially if it's an important opportunity, it not even give to be important. Take every opportunity as a lifetime opportunity.
Exactly.
Take advantage, grab it. Make sure to make a good impression. For me, that has always helped me. Prepare for whatever opportunity. Like if you have to go somewhere and host an event, get yourself ready. Prepare. Talk to people who can help you. Call your sister, your brother, your friend. Hey sis, how do you think I can introduce this program? How do you think I should dress up? What kind of hair should I do? You know me. What will fit me better? Like sometimes you feel that you know everything, but you don't.
But you don't.
Ask a sister, ask a brother. Don't always think that people will not be ready to share with you, because sometimes people get stuck because they don't have the courage to ask a sister or a brother, you know, just because in their minds like, I know ask a mass motor go talk say I don't ask. And so what?
Some of those things are the things that are important. And then for every woman or every young person or every person, and one thing you must have is multiple streams of income.
Yes.
So that way you block one side or you open the other side. You understand? So tomorrow, if you tell me now, say, I know if you host this show, but cannot be ready to sleep. You know about joke me from my salon, go shoot me for the cover them, they come and do their knee.
At least you know to do the name, Vicky. Now all man know to do name them the outside.
No, but at least you'll find different things. No business and they plenty for doing. If tomorrow I should have a shop 2-3 days, no man no carry about joint about my bakery, bakes my cake, them go that sell over open for 2,000.
You have to be multi-talented. You have to be versatile as a woman. Yeah, because you have money.
Yes,
mother.
Important. You know, the superpower women have, and that a lot of us are not exploiting, is our ability to multitask.
Yes.
It's not only about the house. It's not only about the house. It's not only about.
Why am I laughing? That means, I'm just remembering, like, when I had my daughter, and it's such a funny thing. You know how when you just have a baby in the house and the baby is crying, everybody's happy, no doubt. When that baby is crying, oh no.
Yes.
Oh God, is sleepless. In the year I begin to cry. So Sunday now at time I say I say, hey, baby, let me say the begin to cry. So now in a year, you say in a year. I say, okay. He say the begin voice of my small in a year. I say, you sure? It's just kind of things that are so funny, like, as a woman, immediately a picture may for night you don't need
Right.
it. It's just like you already have those capacities inbuilt in you.
Mm.
A lot of times men don't get that immediately.
Let me tell you a little secret I always tell people. I say, you know, this thing that they say the woman is a weaker sex is just a coined phrase for men to defend their weakness.
Na style, no.
Na style. Because women are the stronger power. They are the market power of anything.
You see, you need the begin to cry, nang say after we go change begin.
But we need
shit.
Hey,
hey babe,
you change that. I know. So we just like women, and also know that, you know, we are raising children, especially we women who have kids. If you're not going to do anything for yourself, you're going to do it for the kind of person that you want your kid to become.
So tell us, right now, I really want us to talk a lot about how you've managed to balance those two sides, being a mom and a businesswoman. For some women, they have to take night shifts because maybe they have to work during the night to take care of the kids during the day, go work at night while their husband goes to work in the morning and stuff like that. For some women, they have to like draw a schedule, like a plan. If you're a mom working from home, you have to change your kids, you know, sleeping schedules, their feeding schedules, changing schedules and all of that. What is the method that works for you? How have you been able to manage motherhood and business?
You know, so for one of America, they're different. When I take night shift, take day shift, yeah, that's no day. Which is another beauty I find in entrepreneurship. It allows you to set up a system that works best for you. You understand? So aside from the fact that I have an amazingly sweet boy, so that person that if she don't make this, I don't enter house, no make 5 minutes, I don't record, she don't go inside here do the video. So other person you go do the can't jump for you. So then I don't go sleep, you don't go climb your bed, go sleep, quiet.
Good boy.
You see. So besides the point that I know that God has given me the grace of a child that doesn't bother, but then I have to put some systems in place that allows for me to spend time with him while I can also still do my work. I've carved out knowing that my shop is open from Monday to Sunday, and on Sundays when I take him to church in the morning, after church I bring him to my shop and I spend the day with him. On certain days when he doesn't have to go to school, I take him to the shop and I spend time with him, so that when I travel, he doesn't really feel like that emptiness. So the beauty of entrepreneurship, especially for working for people or for women with children, investing in a business in yourself, one thing it does is that it allows you time to decide what you want. You understand? And for me, it's been so easy because I am psychologically built to manage stress, to deal with situations. It is something that each person should be able to build. Have time to work on yourself, have time to create time for everything. Draft is time management is one of the things that you need to really focus on. Time management and proper planning. Made it no cash on our neck. You know, made it no cash on our neck. You have to.
Did you ever experience depression, postpartum depression? Because that is a topic that we'll definitely talk in depth about. A lot of
yes,
postpartum depression because of everything. They're just so overwhelmed by all what changes about their lives.
I went through postpartum depression, but I think what helped me was the kind of people I was surrounded by. You know, the first sign of knowing that a woman who just had a baby is going through postpartum depression is that they cut their hair. and then they go, if you know what, they'll surely call her as a wonderful color. That's one of the first signs of depression. Depression. I hardly find a woman who don't born there who got the baby. Hardly. You know. And then another thing too is for me it was really hard in the very beginning. You know, sometimes you just look at a little human in your hands, I go like, what am I supposed to do with this one? And I would just find myself crying. But then there's just that one person who is always on my phone, who is calling to, especially for some of us that are alone mothers. One of us is single mothers. Some of us that are alone mothers, you know, it gets very
Alone
difficult.
mothers, are you single? I mean, that's just a side comment because Vicky Fokala,
Yes, I'm single.
your name don't change.
No, I'm single. Ayomide is my Yoruba name. Ayomide is my Yoruba name. No, it's not a man's name.
Okay. Because we don't ask myself questions. That was just a side detour.
No.
So let's go back to the real business now.
Let's go back to the real business. You know, I think one of the things that helps with postpartum depression is the people that are around you. When they don't leave your phone, they're always calling, they're checking. Somebody that when you get too overwhelming, you can just call them and just cry. I guess my friend UK, they go say answer Kitu. I will just call it your boss cry.
Oh, answer Kitu, yeah.
You just should over there, so just look at you. I'll finish cry all day. As are you okay? Are you gonna be fine? Okay, now let me tell you. Then tell me some story now. How I'm going to be the best person. How he manages to know all of those things to tell me. It just works. I can call Claribans. Our Wi-Fi era will be on my phone. You know, just people, and then I have my parents around, and it was just it was easy for me. So yes, I went through postpartum depression, but it wasn't that bad.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you did personally to combat those pressures that came with motherhood? With not
like I said, I think I'm one person who has lived life going through a lot of stress, and I was able to calibrate myself to be a stress rebound. You know, yeah, that kind. You just can't get back again. Say you cannot do
it. Dish.
Yes. So every woman, whether you're married, whether you're single, whether you have kids, whether you don't, if there is the one thing that you build about yourself first, you have to build yourself psychologically to be able to stand and withstand stress.
Yes.
That helped me a lot, because as much as you can be a bulldozer who wants to go out there and just clear everything up, there's also the limitation that being a mother comes with. Not being able to go out the way you should normally, not being able to go hustle, because I mean you still get for first day has small picking. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't really,
true.
So it's all of those things. I had built myself up in that stressful world where when that one came, it was easy cake for me.
Now I want to talk about some of the secrets to your success, Vicky Fokala. You are just a host of talent. Like talent, and you want to go today, Vicky Fokala na videographer. You want to go the next day, Vicky Fokala na MC Extraordinaire. You want to go today, na makeup. You don't transform person in face. Na hair, na girl. That's just like it didn't say God Joe carry all talents over the world, pack on their head. Those things, like what is your secret to success and what keeps you going when things get so tough?
You know, Gwen, a lot of people have always seen me as a crazy girl.
You be crazy girl, no? That no be like but that's personality. I will love that.
Yeah, but one thing is that in everything that I do, I have always put God first.
Yes.
Even before I fully now, I used to be in a church. I don't be Presbyterian church. I don't be daughter of the year of a church, you know. And when I was daughter of the year in my church, that was in the year 2000 to 2001. They gave me a frame that I put in the house, and on that frame it was written, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see the good works of the Lord, or they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven."
Powerful.
God has always been there for me. That's why I think He gave me these many talents, but I just until now didn't discover the power that there is and how to get better in the things that you do, how to do them excellently by the grace that operates in the realm of the spirit, where you can go there, pick it up and bring it out.
They get us that. People
Yeah,
don't understand that this is where our power comes from. Oh, huh? When I enter into that mode, that prayer mode, I'm a different person.
Yeah. So it's true that it's not been a very long time since I started, and I've had a lot of successes. I think it was just a way for God to tell me, this is the kind of influence I want you to have.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling my I'm running out of battery power. Just give me a second. Let me go pick up my charger.
All right, sis. So, guys, we just had to catch up with Vicky Fokala, who is our guest today. We're talking about entrepreneurship, the challenges of being a mother and an entrepreneur, raising children and building businesses. And here, Vicky Fokala is sharing all of the things that made her who she is and that still continue to be a source of strength for her. Vicky Fokala is in her early 30s. She already owns her own house, owns multiple businesses, and is thriving as a mom. To share with her secrets, of course, what are some of those things that make her stand tall in this difficult world, and in this world where so many women are not so lucky because they've been discriminated upon based on gender. So, Vicky, thank you for coming back.
Yeah, sorry.
We're talking about those secrets now because I have my pen and paper right here with me. Down notes.
A lot. First of all, it's just about God and the ability and the creative ability of the power of the word of God. That just, the Bible says that we can do all things
Through Christ,
who
is our
strengthens.
strength.
When you know that you can do all things, the Bible did not specify that some of these things that women can do and some of these things that men can do. The Bible says you can do all things.
Yes.
It means everything, anything, all you need to do, just put your mind to it and you're going to do it. So there is nothing that I see as too much for me to do. There's nothing that I see as, and I was just before I went to pick up my charger, I was saying that it is true that I have had a lot of influence in the sphere that I was doing, or in the spheres in which I operate. I had a lot of influence in it even before I fully and truly, consecrated myself to the Spirit or to God, And to me, like I was sharing with some people, with a few friends, I was like, that was God showing me that this is the taste of the influence that I want to give you. And that is why when I came to him and the moment came for him to believe that this, okay, you are mine now, and he wanted to announce me, he's announcing me to the world, not only to my country anymore, he's taking me out of the borders of my country. There is something that God does, he amplifies your success.
Yes.
It amplifies your influence. You come to him with a little and then he multiplies it and makes it big.
Yes. Like, the word of God says that he lays out the lines before me in pleasant places. And like, even though I walk through the valley of the
shadow of death,
I walk through difficulties, I see where I'm going because God should be the light. And that's what I focus on. Like, I don't care about the things happening around me that, they certainly touch you in one way or the other. But when you're convinced that you have a battalion standing before you, that your solid ground is unshakable, not another day.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then, like I said, another secret of mine is that I have always learned to besides the fact that I've been blessed with very amazing people, I've had Reverend Steve in my life for the past 8 years. And as much as we don't talk about spiritual things, 7 years, as much as we don't talk about spiritual things, he always has a way he would throw a nugget to you for you to catch something, for you to just grab and just hang on to. He has been a great, I don't know how to call it, hand holder, shoulder to ready shoulder, that
God
kind
bless
of
you, sir.
Yeah, God bless
Celebrity
you.
maker.
Yes, you just throw something there for you to catch. And I've never really been very far away from the presence of God. I've been in the corridors of his kingdom. But not really.
For the
Yes. So there's a lot of things that I am, known that, okay, this is God. And
Yes.
when you want to do
What
something,
shows up? Yes.
exactly. And then another thing is, never minimize anything that you have a chance to do. Do it like your life depended on it.
On it. That's a good point. I hope you guys are taking note at home.
Do not say, okay, because they call me some kind of MCD, but they will not 20 people there.
Joke
Ma, Joko do anything. I don't play with my swag and my language. I'm always ready. I will speak to 20 people the way I will speak to 5,000. That's why Canada was piece of cake for me.
Yes. And that
You
Canada
understand?
not been being so. Ha!
No, it's not.
Only the crowd, first lady of the country was there. What are you talking about? This
Not
is
at
the
all.
peak of success in life.
Yeah.
Like, and as a
Yes.
child of God, that is where we are meant to be. Those
We
are
are
the
meant to be.
places where we are meant to be, in front of kings.
Absolutely.
He said, kings and queens shall come to your rising.
Exactly.
As they go up, they go day for clap for you. And they were sitting there clapping for you.
Clapping for me.
Had that grace, that special grace of God.
Yes.
Pamela Ebai says, God always makes a way and always makes his children popular at their
appointed time.
Yes.
It's just like when they talk about the anointing of David. This is a little bit of I would say that is kind of my story. God anointed David, but did not immediately announce David.
Yes.
Until he had to set a stage. That stage was what was the announcement. That Goliath stage was the announcement of David to the rest of the world.
Yes.
So I just feel like, okay, God has anointed me from birth. But then there's a moment in my life where he had to announce me. The announcement was not Canada. That one was still the unction.
Yes.
It was still the unction. It was the unction that was still functioning,
Yes.
But now we are talking about, you see, a lot of people don't see the power in this. When I tell people, oh, I have a master class in Ivory Coast, it's not bombo and chocolate.
Not been chocolate.
I did not look for that job, but the person find me came and met me.
Yeah.
That's how you know that God is trying to announce you to the world. When God wants to announce you, he does not just do it anyhow. Do you know how many people have tried to kick me out of this program? And the woman says a lie. Vicky is coming. Period. She might not be making any money from this. So you see that this is just God setting a stage to announce you publicly that, oh, this one now is my billboard. Because that's what God does when you finally leave the corridors and enter his house.
Yes.
He said, this one is the billboard of my glory. Anything that I stamp on top of here, the whole world must see it.
They have to see it.
They have to see it.
You are the apple of his eye. So it means that anywhere God has to be, it's you that goes first. That's why he created you image and likeness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And to be very fair with you, that has been, I don't think I have any more secrets than that. Just knowing that, okay, I don't go to any event whatsoever. Anything, even if it's a makeup I have to do, I don't do anything without praying.
Yes, that's powerful.
Because prayer is not the key. But we that are children of God, we know that prayer is a key. It is the ability for me to get into that realm that God will tell me, no, instead of putting this color here for the eyeshadow, put this other one because it's going to make it stand out more.
Yes, wear this dress because this dress would speak
one that
you,
will
like
look exactly
hair. Dress and so like you have that direction. It's like you literally hear somebody speaking. The Holy Spirit is there. He's a comforter, he's a friend, he's a mentor. You get to talk for you, listen, a person if you're corner like Massa. I do how it's not happening.
You see somebody like Reverend Steve. So when I'm telling somebody that that's one of my mentors, they think not to dating. See, when that man opened his church, barely there were there people. He will stand in front of a crowd of 2 and preach with energy and power, as if he's speaking to a crowd of 10,000.
Of course.
And he will tell you when he gets to
10,000 were there. They were already there in the spiritual realm.
That's why he can get into a place like in the East Africa. He will speak in churches, mega churches in Tanzania, mega churches in Uganda, mega churches in Rwanda, and he will not even budge a muscle. Because he has been from the beginning knowing that now God put me here. I will share in his glory and I will not share in his disgrace.
And that's why
God
it's so important to have a mentor, to have
mentor.
mentors, people that you look up to, people who have your back, and a spiritual backing too. Is something that is so important. You cannot exist like that. You need a spiritual back, somebody that can pray with you. You need praying sisters, you need praying friends, you need praying mentors, not just people that will be inviting you to go and drink mimbo here and there. You need people that you can take a fasting and prayer with and pray about projects that you have, you know, and pray about stuff. So I'm going to put up a few pictures on the screen, and I just want you to tell us a little bit. We're already wrapping up. It's just been so nice talking to you, Vicky. I don't even want to let you go, but you know, I can't abuse of your time. So this is a picture here.
Oh yeah, that was me worshiping.
There you go, deep inside your work.
Yeah, the pastor was about to preach, and he said I should just come and set the atmosphere. I should just come and let the Holy Spirit set the atmosphere. And you know, God gave me that voice.
Yeah, God has blessed you with so many gifts, my sister. So I think that our network is trying to mess with us again. Yes, guys, we're almost wrapping up here with Vicky Fokala, who is our guest. Let me see. I think she's back.
Yep.
The network wants to try and mess up this last stretch of our program, but we are bigger than this. So let me put up this flyer here.
Yeah, that's the event that will be happening in Ivory Coast.
Wow.
It's the master class that will be happening in 17 days. The master class is on the 10th of April. So it will be in Ivory Coast. It's a 2 days master class. And then I will also have personal classes. There's a lot of people that have already been registering for it. It's going to be fantastic, phenomenal.
Are people going to be able to watch live?
Maybe we'll put up videos. There's going to be no streaming. Maybe we'll just put up videos of the classes later.
Right, at a later point. Okay.
Yes.
And of course, we already had that picture on there.
Yeah.
And I know who this person is to you.
Yeah, that was at Dr. Eris Mary's book launch, the daily devotional, and that that's Dr. Eris Mary. That was at the book launch, and I was introducing my mother on stage. She was hosting.
Yes. And so I noticed that Vicky, you're very surrounded by a lot of spiritually filled people.
Because it became man.
There you are with
so that's my brother. That's my brother, my best friend.
Oh, that is so sweet. So you have this spiritual backing. Would you say that is that thing that actually makes you, like, why do you have all these strong people? Mommy Eris Mary is behind you, Dr. Tunde's team. I mean, they tie you all around, so no fire, no become your corner again.
Let me say no, before I even finally joined church, I know say this thing there. So now I don't do that. I really understand. I say, when God keeps his own, and even when that his own has not understood, he makes sure he surrounds you with angels that will guard you from getting off track too much. So that when he wants to bring you back, it's going to be easier. You see me when I just go meet up Prosper, I say, Menda, sinner, I want to, Vicky, just stop it. Just don't try it. Don't, I think I've really been so blessed in my life to be surrounded by these people. It has helped us so much.
Let's talk about this. I know that this would have been, I didn't want us to talk much about it because it didn't have much to do with our topic, but it was the talk of the, in fact, of
the internet.
Of the internet and everywhere. So this
thing is a clear example of what incompetence can do to a good idea, to a great vision. It's the height of incompetence, of wanting to trust people that you think if you do better.
What exactly happened, Vicky? Because it was so sudden. You put up this message like,
so they bring me to an event, and then they bring somebody who doesn't know what they are doing, who have never worked for television, for live broadcast before, who doesn't know how it happens. And then I be come on at church, and then the auntie first don't tell me, say, my first as my no problem na event, na you be the coordinator. The people that you said are supposed to dress me, you don't know where they are when the event is about to start. My dress is not there. And then my clothes I carry and come out church for can't straight for home. You tell me, say, I go use and start host.
Okay.
I want to talk, you start telling me, say, toi, l'enfant, si qui a commencé hier, tu te prends pour qui? I tell you, maybe so, I should have just got to host it at that point because I just insisted that no, I'll go and host it. And then they go and put me now one boy there that is just also doing his own thing. But man,
Sassy,
that day,
your mom at different level.
No, but I mean, yeah, this the only thing I'm going to say about that thing again is that people, when you have to be so in love with the vision that you build that no matter the cost, surround yourself with competence and not with friends.
Yes.
Because that is the only way that your vision will come to fruition.
Yes.
If you do not, it is not going to work. That thing ended up in a mess. Because of people that were brought in as friends and that were trusted because they are friends. And then they shifted competence to one side. That's why at the end of the day, even on the finals, the show was hijacked. I left it halfway and went mute.
Vicky Fokala, doing a story for another day. We really should not talk about Biggie 237 because a second edition is coming and hopefully we want to see you again. Are you going to be there?
I didn't dare.
Why?
Nah.
So even if all the things be fixed.
No, if it's fixed, why not? If they take to the advice that I gave them and if they follow things the way, sometimes here you need to.
Okay, I think we lost Vicky there again. Vicky is a character, right? She's a very interesting personality. She's so loving and so caring and so funny. But if you smash Vicky for bad day, they know tell you. Vicky go deal with you squarely. Uncle B, I welcome you. I welcome all of you. Let me just take some of your comments while we wait for Vicky to come back. We're wrapping up already with the program, just going through her pictures to know a little bit more about, things that were happening there. Yeah. So MC Lucrease, I always do. You never notice, say, I always start with gospel. Yes, definitely. The gospel is so important. Prosper Menko and Vicky Ayomide Fokala, my favorite people on earth. Ade Clarice. Who's are they inside the whole mix now? You're choosing I'll cry me. Seriously. One boy there. Yes. MC Lucrease, good to have you in the house. Say, Gwen, don't forget to ask Vicky that question that people don't always like to answer. What's the question? Please remind me, MC Lucrease. I know if you catch the question now, so my mind don't wipe small for that part. Uncle Obi say, Vicky, please buy data, massa. Uncle Obi say, you buy data. She got data. Yes. MC Lucrease, I like that question. Back up Vicky handsomely. Say she got data. Yes, of course. Vicky no feel like data. She's a
a
multi-millionaire inside Cameroon. I joke with you anyhow. So let's continue with this picture. What's going on in this picture here, Vicky?
This picture is really magnet.
You never given a spectacle all time.
So my baby boy Danny Green, the crying comedian, he was for his birthday. We went visiting an orphanage, and those are some of the gifts that we took to the orphanage.
Then anyway, you take us so poor granola and
what are you talking? Well, I'm the life of the party.
Yes. Once you need life, some extra something, you need to go.
Just tap me. I'm the plug.
You need to call Vicky Fokala. So here, that's Vicky on the camera. Vicky Fokala shot.
I was doing a shoot. I was doing a photo shoot for it's a real estate photo shoot for Da Costa Wilson's Hotel, the Wilson Da Costa Apart Hotel in Boya, WDC. One of the most prestigious hotels we have in Cameroon, the most prestigious hotel apart hotels we have in Cameroon.
That man he's a very strong personality in the community. I remember being part of this event here, the Kumba K-Town Association out here in the United States. If I tell you donation there, you do dry. The man,
I know, right?
He is a fervent pillar. He's a pillar in the community, and we celebrate him. So there, that's Vicky. That's
there I was hosting a wedding. The president of was it the director general of the Cameroon Treasury Board or something. His daughter was getting married to Ben Zakashu, and they contacted me. I didn't know them. They just contacted me to come and host the wedding. Yeah, so oh, that was
That's such a sweet picture.
yeah, that was a Christmas before last. We went to do a photo shoot for Christmas. It was fantastic. I get the greatest fun with this kid. And I'm a mom.
You teach me how to be your man. C'est really your man.
That's my mom. That's in front of my house, and you know, one of the days when she's just running around doing her own things, and I just go like, you know what, just take a picture of me, strike a pose, man. Yeah, this was one of the editions of the BDMAs where I hosted alongside CHOP, Bonte Digital Media, the Digital Media Awards. That was a great show too. Oh, Noni White, the famous fashion designer from Bamenda, award winner. So he had his he wanted to engage his girlfriend. So he called me. I did that decor. I put that decor
that's why
together.
I got it there. I'm like, girl, how many things can you do? This girl.
I can do all things.
You're so talented. My God.
Yeah, so I did that decor for them for their engagement party.
So now, Vicky, looking at yourself and all the things that you've been able to accomplish for yourself, like what can you say is your strength? I know that you've talked about God, you've talked about your son, you've talked about, like, you know, why do you think you're still standing despite everything?
Let's have it tell you. I'm not where I think I should be, but I am not where I used to be. And I'm in love with the woman I become each and every day.
Yes.
And I just want to do more. It gives me great joy when I see young people come up to me and say, Auntie Vicky, I'm thinking of doing this. What can you say? When they seek my opinion, then you know you're doing something right. Just this afternoon at my shop, one of my little girls called me and she was like, Mommy, I want to come and see you. I'm like, okay, come. Mommy, I have this small money and I don't want to use it carelessly. Please advise me on what I can do with the money.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
When I say it's like my fire. It's my fire. I live for those moments to just see that I am impacting the life of young people by the things that I am doing.
Yes.
I am making the world a better place, one human being at a time.
Oh, yes.
I may never have the grace to do mega mighty things, but the little that I can do every day, it's a beautiful thing for me. You understand? It's a beautiful thing for me. And
what is the greatest lesson that you have learned from just being who you are as a person? Like, especially when people come up to you, like the little girl you talked about, and they ask you to help them, direct them, to mentor them. What do you take from that?
What I take from that is that I'm doing something right. And whatever it is that I'm doing right, I just want to keep doing it. So whenever I don't take those moments for granted, that is the moment where, even when I didn't know God, I just turned and I told God, thank you for this. I don't know what I am doing to deserve this, but please don't ever let me lose it. You know, it's you don't know what it means until I have a lot of people who have started businesses, even on this social media, those I have never even met, who will come to my inbox to tell me, I'm thinking of Deli Singer is one of them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing
amazing in the community. Yeah. She's
when
got
she
something.
wanted to start Deli TV, I was one of the people she spoke to. I felt very honored. Wow. And I gave my little quarter of what I could give. There's this Service Glow who started this lipstick line and all of that.
Yeah.
She also came to me to ask opinions about stuff. There's been so
And
many
you see
people
all of them blossoming. They've grown
blossoming.
tremendously.
Yes. And then you just tell yourself, I must be doing something right. You know, and I don't take it for granted. And I do not take it for granted. And I think that the one thing that I always take from it is to remember to always make myself remain as humble as a dog, so that people can, nobody
Can approach.
nobody approaches a proud person.
Yeah.
People approach you because you are humble enough and
You're
accommodating.
relatable. You're accessible to an
You are
extent.
accessible. I want to be that kind of person that you are sure that you can always come to for something amazing and you take something out.
Thank you so much, Vicky, for every single thing that you've been doing.
Amen.
I'm a woman like you. I'm so proud of you, of what
Amen.
you've been accomplishing, sis. You're such a strong woman in the community. You're an example, a young woman. You might reach 35 years, but the things that you've been able to achieve in your life, they are commendable. You live in your own house. This is a lesson for so many young girls out there. You don't need to be 50 before you start thinking of building a house. You don't need to sit there waiting for a man to come and establish you. You can do it by yourself. You have every single thing, the power and strength to do it. You can very well manage motherhood and entrepreneurship. Instead of making it a problem, make it your springboard.
Your driving force, your springboard.
Yes, make it your driving force. That is what should push you to be the best version, because now you depend, somebody is depending
on you.
You can
and whatever life you live now would affect them tomorrow.
Yes. And of course, you can always turn to people like Vicky, people that you look up to, that you can learn from. They are open, they are available. Vicky is saying that, don't be scared. Don't think that, oh, she will just do, she's not like that. She's a sweet soul. You just need to talk to her, approach her. She'll always be ready to listen to you. So look for mentors. If you need somebody, second opinion, talk to anybody. Okay? Try before you fail. Me, say at least you try.
At least you try.
Yeah. Vicky, before we go, the young women out there, young girls especially, who have just recently become mothers or who are thinking about becoming mothers tomorrow, who would love to start a business, what would you tell them on the best things to do, on how to balance that together so as not to lose themselves?
Only two things that I tell everybody. When you want to start a business, the first thing, don't do anything that anybody advises you to do. Do something that you're passionate about, and then get advice on how to drive that passion. That's how you can succeed. And the second thing, you must build your mind to know that if you would succeed in this world and leave a mark, you must build your integrity. Whatever you're going to do, your integrity must come first.
Yes.
It must. Then the third one is what everybody knows. You must just love God, my man. Just love God. Just that, man. That's the only thing we need in this world. I don't know if you lie.
Gwendy, you never sleep. She says you're amazing, Vicky. Truly inspirational. God bless your husband.
Amen.
God bless
God
you.
bless you too, sister.
Yeah.
God bless
you. We love you. We love what you do. We appreciate it. Yesterday we had a wonderful, fantastic tribute live.
Yeah,
Wiki for Henriette Thatcher. Amazing. I want to thank all of you who sent messages, videos, all of you who watched, all of you who shared. Siame, the live day so all mango campus so that place so just be available, because you don't know what will happen to you tomorrow, who will be there for you, who will stand for you. So it's in so life now. Dine and Jangi. I want to thank everybody who made it possible. Thank you, Deli. Seriously, thank you. I don't tell you this in plenty time. Like, I am amazed by the things that you're able to do. I thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vicky, for being a wonderful guest. Sis, we'll get to do this program again. Like, I want us to talk maybe with more women. I had a couple of women that I contacted. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them, just so we could listen from different people and
From
see
different
how we
perspectives.
can help each other,
Yeah.
to be better at being moms and entrepreneurs, because that's the way forward. Not be government will pay my all time. What if you no get job from government? You should be able to build a business for yourself, and you should be able to still be a good mom.
Good mom.
And all of that. Vic, all the best. Sis. I want to say thank you.
Thank you so
God
much.
bless
Thank
you.
you, everybody that was there and that was watching. Thank you for
Yes.
supporting us through the network hitches.
Yes, I tell you, that network try, but succeed. But we're hanging in almost 2 hours, guys. This was meant to be a 1 hour conversation. At 2 hours, you don't build. But you meet up two, get everything. You talk, let's say the head, they don't correct. They go talk to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I tell you.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, sis. God bless
Thank
you.
you, sis. God bless you too.
All righty. God bless you. Bye-bye. Yay! There you go, guys. We had an amazing, fantastic 1 hour 22. That's just because you had two women here who talk a lot. We actually were having a really good conversation. We talked about so many things. We talked about life. We talked about some of the challenges that she's faced as, a woman in the entertainment industry, as a woman who became a mother, and some opportunities that were taken away from her or that she couldn't get because she became a mother. We talked about some of the things that she has been able to do as a mother that helped her become a better business woman. If you missed out on any part of this conversation, guys, you need to go back and start watching from the beginning. This program is going to be live. It's going to be not live, but it's going to be on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube page. That reminds me right now, if you're not subscribed to Gwendy Media on YouTube and Facebook, please do that. That's the only way that this channel is going to grow. And do ensure that you add comments. Let us know what you think about the topic, what you learned, especially from this session that we had with amazing Vicky Fokala. We had a wonderful time. Yes, I have to send that. I have to say that the MC Chris, you did for Delaware, you don't need data. Guys, on Saturday, we're going to have a woman who has been able to build an empire for herself by helping women get back in shape after motherhood. Remember, the month of March is all about women and women empowerment. She's called Indy. She's going to be here. She is a mom of a handsome baby boy, and she's been able to help so many women, thousands of women, get back in shape after motherhood. She's going to be our guest this Saturday, so please make it a date. Okay, guys? Love you all so much. You already know what it is. You can be the change that you seek. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Start by doing whatever you can do with the means that you have and let God do the rest, okay? Like they always say, now God get power. I love you guys so much, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Yes, today was a little bit late because Vicky had to go to church, and that is a very important aspect of her life. So we had to let her go to church and praise our God, who gives us all the strength that we have. All right, guys, I'll see you Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central African time or Cameroon time for those who are in Cameroon. All righty. Mwah. All the best, guys. I'll see you. God bless you. Bye-bye.